After releasing one album on a major record label, Atlantic Records, Circa Survive decided to go with a more do-it-yourself approach and self-released their new album, Violent Waves. Definitely worked to their advantage, I would say. Blue Sky Noise, which was the last record, was no slump, honestly, but it wasn't featuring the signature effect delay guitars and the prog rock style that made Circa Survive sound so unique. Which brings us to the first track on the album, Birth of the Economic Hitman, which is a 7-minute long epic that'll just pull you in and devour you before you know it. And that's something that they've never done on any other album before. Even though this album is more experimental than most of their other albums, it still has its share of radio-friendly tunes, such as Suitcase and Sharp Practice. But those songs are equally as awesome, you know? I've also noticed the use of the slide guitar on this album, which they introduced on Blue Sky Noise, but it works better on this album because they've always had a way of putting together hypnotic guitar melodies and mixing them with chaotic drums. And then you add some slide guitar to that, and it's just complete craziness and awesomeness. Though the album as a whole is really great, the album really starts to pick up on the final 3 tracks. Bird Sounds and Blood from a Stone. Those songs are just incredible. The bridges and the melodies and the beats that are providing in the songs are just hypnotic, honestly. And I've noticed a little bit of a tribute in the second little verse of Blood from the Stone that sounds like a Tears for Fears guitar riff, which I can definitely appreciate because I'm a huge Tears for Fears fan. And like I said, they started the album huge with the Birth of the Economic Hitman, so they should end the album even bigger with the final song, I'll Find a Way. And I'll Find a Way is definitely the most impressive song on the album, and it's probably the moodiest track Circa Survive has ever released. I haven't discussed lyrics really, but trust me when I say that the lyrics are definitely good. There's some really memorable lyrics there and really great, flawless songwriting at times. And I think Anthony Green's vocals often get overlooked due to the atmosphere that Circa creates on their music, but I just think it's because Anthony's unique vocal style goes so well with this world and music that Circa Survive has created. So overall, Circa Survive has managed to create this album that's extremely moody, very experimental, but still has a lot of catchy tunes in it, and I really appreciate them for that. Probably their best overall album from start to finish, and I give the album a 93%. Thanks for watching. Minus the Bear used to be known for their guitar tapping style. Then they decided to become more progressive, and then they decided to become more chill. So the real question is, have they gotten lazier on every album? I wouldn't say they've gotten lazier, but I would say that they used to have a gift for writing catchy tunes musically and lyrically, and that seemed to disappear over the last couple albums. And Steel and Blood and Diamond Lightning are a couple tracks that were released earlier, before the album was released, and I liked them then, but unfortunately they're about 2 of the strongest tracks on the album. And it's a real shame. Diamond Lightning has an intro that's very vintage Minus the Bear, very beautiful, and Steel and Blood has those catchy lyrics and catchy keyboard melodies in them. So those 2 songs are definitely at the top of the charts here. Even though those 2 songs are quite strong, Zeros and Coal Company are really shows off their talent a lot. They challenge the listener while still having catchy chord progressions and catchy guitar licks with keyboard mixed in them. But those 4 songs are probably the only memorable songs to me on this album. Songs like Lies and Eyes and Tosca have really interesting ideas musically, but the lyrics and vocals, they just get annoying sometimes and very lazy. And it's clear to me that over the past couple albums, Minus the Bear, they just try to rush through their verses and choruses. They don't really care what kind of words they put in the verses and choruses. They just want to get to a big jam session in the middle of the song, which seems like a bit of a cop-out to me. Not to mention Heaven is a Ghost is probably their worst song ever, and Empty Party Rooms isn't much better. It's clear to me that as they've progressed as musicians, their lyrics have gotten progressively worse. I've noticed it on Omni, their last release, but I liked Omni quite a bit better than this album. With all that being said, it's still probably honestly better than most crap you'll hear out there, because there's a lot of crap out there. But this is just a big disappointment for Minus the Bear. It's clear to me that they peaked already in about 2007, and I'm just wondering if they'll ever get it back again. So I give this album a 65%. Thanks for watching. Hello, welcome to our video game DVD section of the show. Today we'll be talking about 5 DVDs in 3 video games, actually, excuse me. And the first video game is called Sleeping Dogs, which is a similar gameplay to like Grand Theft Auto, just with better voice acting, more features, and I give it a rental. Next is a PC game, which actually you can download for free. It's called Slender. Very horrifying game, walking through the woods, and there's a man by the name of Slender Man, which is an urban legend. You can look it up. It's a pretty simple game, lasts about 15 minutes, so it's definitely worth a free download. So definitely download it. And the last one is Madden 13. And what can you say? Nothing much has changed since Madden 05 to now. And I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff and you just want to play it, I guess you can rent it, but I'd say pass, honestly. Right now we're going to talk about some movie DVDs that have come out in the past week, or possibly even a month, because this is a new show and we haven't had time to review those. So our first DVD is going to be a movie called Bernie, starring Jack Black. He's a funeral director. He loves his job, but he gets caught up in a murder. And it's Jack Black's best performance, one of the best movies of the year. It's a definite buy, because it probably doesn't cost more than $15, so it's a definite buy. Next movie is The Dictator. I believe it just came out this past Tuesday. It stars Sacha Baron Cohen from Borat, and it's about a dictator that comes to the States and basically has a hit on him, basically, and they're going to kill him. It's a very hit-or-miss comedy, but whenever it makes you laugh pretty hard. Nothing more, nothing less. It's definitely a rental. Next is the black comedy starring Joel Murray, Bill Murray's brother, called God Bless America. It's about a man who's very ill, terminally ill, and he just loses his mind and starts killing people that he thinks are a waste in this earth. And it's definitely worth your money. It probably costs about $13 at Walmart, so it's a definite buy. Next is The Three Stooges, a movie that I was very skeptical of, but I watched it the other day, and you can't get any closer to The Three Stooges. It is what it is, and some things don't work. It's a little long, but it's definitely worth a watch, so I say rent it. Next is American Reunion, the end of the American Pie saga. A lot of the characters are shells of their former selves, but Sean William Scott and Eugene Levy provide just enough laughs to get you through it, and it's ultimately a fun time if you're watching it with a group of friends, so I give it a rental. And finally, we come to Project X, the handheld camera movie about kids throwing a party, looking for opportunities they never had, and the movie has no plot, it has no character development, and it's really a waste of everybody's time and money. Now, I wouldn't buy it or rent it. I'd just completely pass on it because it's garbage. So thanks for watching.